Good morning. We'll give few minutes so that people can join. Uh, I was little late in the morning. Okay, so let's wait for a few seconds. It shows I am live. Nice. Cool. Is there anyone live here? I'll just okay. Now I'm back. Cool. So I think we should get started. So let me share my screen. So in previous stream, what we did was we wrote one Golang application, and we containerized that Golang application, and then we tried to optimize the Docker file to reduce the size with the help of multi-stage. But there were some issues with it, right? So that's why, and that's where we ended our last stream. So I think later on I found out what was the issue with my multi-stage build, which I will show you now. And then what we'll do is we will try to will to component to our service such as a database, and we will also introduce how Docker Compose we can you know uh, have a local development setup, and like how our app will talk to database and stuff like that. So that is the thing for today. Okay, so let me go here and stop this bit. Okay, cool. I think that looks good. So let's go to our old setup where it's called part one. Let's go to our part one, which was the old, the last stream, and the one which we couldn't complete, right? So let's first see that and then see what happened with that, and we'll try to see how that goes. Nice. So before that, let me see if anyone has joined. If anyone has joined. Okay. So this was the application which we used last time. It was a simple Golang web server. Okay, uh, with few of the endpoints, and if you do when you do slash hello, it will execute hello and then just print hello Suraj in cloud, right? So that was the main goal, which we saw how how it works. If you haven't seen my last stream, you can check it out either on YouTube or LinkedIn as well, where we did this application. And the next thing we were trying was the multi-stage build, right? Now as a part of multi-stage. There were two stages. One was this first stage where we are simply building the application, and the second stage was where uh, we were adding this new stage where we are just copying that application to reduce the size, right? So it was not working last time, but I managed to get it working now. So I'll show you. So let's call it as multi, because this is part 2. So I'll say part 2. As we can see, it is able to build the application. And now if I run this with my 8090 port, so this was my image. Okay, and if I do docker ps, it is running now. Okay, and now it's now running. Now how to check? So for that we will need a browser. Let me get the browser here. Yeah, cool. I'm not that familiar with Mac, so I'm still struggling. Yeah, so okay, so as you can see, uh, I I had like mounted, I had exposed the port 8090 to my local host, and we can see our application is working just fine, right? And also images, and I'll just grab for searching cloud images that we had. And now if you, okay, let's reduce the size a bit. Yeah, the size is 11 MB as compared to 825, right? So that was the difference. And the main part I forgot to tell what was wrong. So the thing is, in the first bit I was using a different version of Linux, and I was building the Go app there. So to make the Go binary work everywhere, I had to pass few flags such as cgo enabled flag, or like a architecture specific flags to build that binary, but I didn't pass those. So that was the problem. But how I solved that was just for the demo, right? This is not a production setup or anything, just for the understanding the Golang Alpine here. And I use the next image as a Alpine here right now. But if I pass few flags here while doing building the binary, I can use it to reduce even further size and reduce the attack surface, right? uh, yeah, I hope that's clear. Good. So if that is good, uh, now we had our recap and multi-stage build. Now we'll go one level further and try to add one more component to our service, and let's see how that goes. And we'll also introduce docker compose along with this, right? Cool. Now let's close this last part which we did, right? And let's go to our today's part. So I have done few some preparation already for today's part. Let's see how that goes. If you are watching this, do say hi in the chat, so I know who's watching. Cool. Okay, so let me check. Got it. Hmm. Perfect. So now what we are going to do is, so I have added few bits to my Golang app, but I'm unsure if that will even work, but we will see, okay, how that goes. So what I'm going to do is, when we hit the hello endpoint, okay, and it will execute this function, the handler hello. What I'm going to do is call this function called connectdb, which will basically connect to a MySQL database, and it will simply say, it will simply do a ping call and will say whether my app is alive or not. Now, this logic is not at all perfect. It is not production ready, or I would say it is not at all recommendable. But just for the understanding, we can take this example to understand the concept, right? So we are just going to connect to the database and see if we can ping to the database. Okay, if it can ping, it will say connected to DB. If not, it will say not connected to DB. All right. Now, how will we spin up the database? Okay. So for that, either we can spin like a separate Docker container, right? Like we can spin multiple Docker container and connect to each other. We can do all that with the help of Docker Compose file. Okay. So in Docker Compose, rather than running multiple Docker run commands, in this YAML file, you simply say this is my first container, and which I am developing. So you will say build, and what port you are exposing. Now I'm building this, so the source code is in this directory, Docker file is in this directory, and other container is my database, which is based on MySQL. These are some environment variables, like which database user it is, which password, and like root password and stuff like that, right? And some volumes. Very simple, right? Now, for those who don't know what Docker Compose is, let's quickly see what Docker Compose is. Okay. The official definition says Compose is a tool for defining and running multi-container application, right? Similar to what we discussed now. Very simple. Okay. Now, if you are having the Docker desktop on your either Mac or Windows, the Docker Compose command is already there for you. But if you want to manually install, or like if you're on Linux, you may have to manually. Now, for that, uh, let's see here. Okay, for example, we'll see on the Mac, Uber Linux, because it's a little different, right? So nowadays there is like a Docker desktop as well for the Linux. So either you can use that, or oh my god, where is the installation? No, 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 no. I'm not looking for Docker desktop. Okay, I think currently they are doing it via the desktop only, right? But I think there were few things, like it was supposed to be a Python project, and you can like pip install and like do stuff like that. But nowadays, I think things has changed. Okay, but once you install that, you will get Docker hyphen compose command. Okay, hyphen H will be able to see different commands that Docker Compose has, which is like Docker Compose build, Docker Compose convert, or like Docker Compose up, and down are the most common ones which we will see, but there are many commands which you will see going forward. Now that command is there, but one exciting discovered yesterday, which I also didn't know, because I don't use Docker Compose on daily basis, is that you can actually uh, use Docker Compose command. I'm not saying Docker hyphen compose, I'm saying Docker Compose, which is here. Okay, so Docker Compose. I'm not using hyphen, if you see. And how does this work is, so I think community has they have embedded the functionality of Docker Compose inside the doc self, right? So if you are on any platform, you don't need to, separately install Docker Compose, or like use it. You can simply use whatever Docker you have, and then you can just use compose sub command to use, right? And I think they started this with some recent version, I guess. Okay. I'm a bit unsure about that. Oh, here they mention compose v2, right? Okay, it's something called compose v2, and that's where that sub command is, Docker Compose, right? If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat as well. Where is that? Yeah. So that is the thing we are going to see. Okay. So I think I missed 3306 here. Right. So first, what we will do is I will comment out this database part, and even in my application, I will comment out this database part. I'll keep that as is, and I will comment out this part. Okay. Now it's just the same simple application, but we will use Docker Compose this time to bring it up. Okay. What happened? Oh, binding failed. It is saying, oh, I already ran a application, right? Which is still running when we demoed the multi-stage. So that's the problem, I guess. So what I will do is I will stop that application. I will remove that application as well. There is one more, so I will remove that as well. Now there is no container running, which is, and now just my audio is still there. I think it is there. Let me check. Don't know. Somehow I thought my audio is not there. Okay. Anyway, cool. So we are good with that. We removed the function, commented out all the database bits, and now it's simple R application, right, which we saw earlier. So let's say hello Virgin Cloud. Okay, now let's do Docker Compose up. Okay, it has created a container for me. Okay, now what was that? Oops. I did something wrong. So and this was Suraj in Cloud and Journey. Okay. I think I forgot the item commands to split. That's what I wanted to show. Okay, I found it now. So Docker, oops, docker ps hyphen a. I will remove that container for now. Cool. Okay, so let's do docker compose up. Yeah, and now what I will do is I will show you what that how that container looks like. Oh my god, it's not really working. Okay, let's just open another terminal. It's just easier. Okay, so docker yes, yeah, exactly. This is what I wanted to show. The container is there, it's up and running, and if I go and refresh my app, it's still working, right? So we let's recap a bit here. Okay, we just had our basic golang web app which was already there. uh, we just added a new compose file, and now what's happening is instead of doing docker build again to build the and then docker run, this time I am just doing docker compose up or docker compose. I can remove the with the help of docker compose down, and if you see, it's removed now. Now this is compared to docker build and then docker what do you do run and then docker stop and rm. Here you simply are doing literally docker compose up and docker compose down, and that's what really useful here, right? Cool. So, any questions, you can let me know in the chat, right? Now, what we'll do, we will introduce database, okay? And let's see now what happens when we do Docker. Okay, okay. So, for I think my architecture is ARM 64 and couldn't find, I guess. So, if I do just MySQL, let's see whether it is able to pull. Oh my god. Okay. Hmm. If I do Docker pull MySQL, it doesn't work. Interesting. So let's check out MySQL on Mac M1 using M1 Mac. Okay, MySQL Docker container. I don't want to install it natively. Okay, so what it is saying is you have to do ARM 64. Okay, and this is quite a recent blog as well. Yeah, and they are also trying the exactly the same thing. Okay, so and is there any other blog post? Uh, okay, let's check Docker forum. What do they say? First image doesn't. You can try to run it with the platform option. Hmm. Okay, they solve this issue by from MySQL server let test. Okay. So Okay, so let's try this image. Okay, Docker pull this. Okay, that seems to be working, right? So we'll use that image which we saw on the forum, and I think we have to add this command. I am a bit unsure, but I think that's what you need to do because it is little different container, and even this blog post said the exact same thing, right? Okay, so I think we should do that as well. Okay, let's do that. No problem. Now, do Docker Compose up and let's see how that goes. Okay, so I think that image is little bigger, so that's why it is taking time. Perfect. So if you see now, there is MySQL as well as our application. Now, if you do Docker PS, you will see both the application and like lot of logs, right? Now, and it is MySQL is ready for communication as well. Now, if you remember, we used to provide -d flag to the Docker run command to hide that log. D stands for daemon, that means it runs in the background. So similarly, we can do that here as well. First, let's do Docker compose and then Docker compose hyphen. Oh, there's no hyphen D here anymore. Oh, uh, first up and then D. Yeah, right. Now the containers are running. Okay, and here my application is still running. Yeah, do I have the MySQL? No, I don't have, right? But on my 3306, the MySQL is also running. Okay, perfect. So that is all running now. Now what we will do is first let's remove this environment, and in our application we will bring back our code which talks to database. Hopefully it should work. Okay, so nice. So let's remove that, and I have an idea. What we will do is first we will comment our application from Docker Compose and we'll run application locally. Okay, but the database will be inside the container. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, so okay, first we will have to do go mod init. These are just two dependency. These are these commands. Don't worry about if you are not familiar with go. Okay, first what we need to do, Yeah, first we need to get the database up, right? So Docker compose up, -e, database up, and now if I do go run, okay, and with my go run, mm, if I refresh, you can see it is saying connected to DB. Okay, now if I also, it says MySQL. Okay, so I'm able to connect to database, right? As you can see. Now what I will do, okay, let's go to directory. I will bring down the database. Okay, Docker compose down. And now if I do, okay, simply the connection got refused and my application didn't just, it just got closed. Okay, because I think because of the code we didn't handle the error properly, so we shouldn't have panic here. We should have simply said connecting to database. That's what, we shouldn't have panicked. And here also, instead of fatal, we'll just say MySQL is dead. Okay, and now if we run our application and connect it again, it is saying not connected to database. Okay, if I refresh again, it is not connected to database. Now what I will do is I will bring back the database. Okay, it's ready, and now if I refresh my application, it is saying connected to database. Right now, you see the difference. The one good part over here was I didn't need to install any MySQL stuff on my machine. uh, Everything was in Docker Compose. I can define few things here, and just works, right? But one thing I had to do was, like, manually run go run and then Docker Compose up. But now what we will do is we'll do everything in one go. Okay, first let me bring this down, put this off, and in Docker Compose I will introduce my application again. Okay, and now I will do Docker Compose up. What's happening is my application as well as my database is up. Okay, and now fresh, just seeing hello Suraj in cloud. Okay, why is that? Interesting, what's happening here? Can we see it in the logs? No. Interesting, Okay, it did printed this, and it didn't print other words. Hmm, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, we are just building the application. That's fine. Oh, okay. I know what's happening, because our Docker Compose don't our Docker file for the application, it doesn't really understand to get all these dependencies and stuff, right? So now what we will have to do is we will have to copy everything okay inside the container. So instead of star, just for the understanding, this is not a good practice. I'm doing this just for the understanding. Okay, I will do go dot mod, and I will also copy go dot sum to the dot star. So I copied all the things. Now hopefully it should work. Okay, so let's see. First we'll bring it down, and what we'll do now is we'll provide that hyphen. Okay, so it doesn't bother us. Okay, still not working. Reason is spelled Golang. So I think I am copying that stuff. I'm not copying it correctly. I think that's the reason it's not working well. Okay, I'm checking on the screen. If I am missing out on something. So bear with me. Okay, we copied app dot, and then did you just do go get? Okay, so instead of that, you know what I will do? I will run go mod. I will run go mod tidy, and then I will do this. Okay, okay, docker compose down, docker compose up. Okay, and now oh, still not there. Okay, so for the simplicity, what I'm going to do is I will remove this multi-stage build for now and just keep the one. Okay, so I copied main.go, go mod, go sum, building it. It should have done that, right? Okay, let's for the simplicity also comment out the database part, and let's see how that works. Compose up. Hmm. That's strange. It is not picking up the new code. Hmm. Interesting. No problem. We will see if we are missing anything in our Docker Compose. Okay. Docker Compose build. Okay. So this was, we added an app, we added our Docker file, and then yeah, we did the similar, like we in our Docker file we said build. So that's all there. Hmm, interesting. So they are doing this, some sort of volume. Okay, let's try that as well. Maybe that would help. docker compose down, and we will do docker compose. Didn't work. That's fine. That's fine. So we'll build it manually for now. We will say Suraj in cloud, Docker compose. Uh, should not. Okay. Okay. So because we have already done this, our Docker file don't need go mod in it. And I think maybe because of that it was failing and Docker compose, it couldn't uh, build it. Yeah. So even it gave error for go mod tidy as well, so I think it doesn't need that as well. So now error, but should not. Okay, so it doesn't like go mod here. Okay, that's interesting. If I just do build, ah, okay, okay, so inside here I need to do go mod in it. Okay, and now I think it will work. What we are doing wrong? Okay, okay, I know what we need. We need these flags. Yeah. Yes, no required module. Now it will. Now if we simply copy go dot mod to the, and also copy go dot sum to sun sum, and this should work. Okay, let's see. Please work. No, but should not. That's interesting. It's not expecting go. Now it will error for go mod. Okay, now if I do go mod in it, okay, now that cgo enabled is there. Let's see what happens. Oh my god. Oh, I think I know what's happening here. So, okay, I think I know what's happening. Give me a moment. Oh, lang MySQL. Think I should do go get go SQL. Yeah, yeah. So I should do go get here. And there is one more flag called hyphen. Yeah, I think I need to do this. So, now it is saying go mod not found. Okay, yeah, I think these are just the problem with the go. Go install. Okay, it's been a long time. I haven't played with go, so it's for that. Okay, you don't like hyphen d flag. That's fine. Okay, it needs version. That's fine. We'll do the version. Okay, now what? is not a main package. Okay, that's strange. It just doesn't want to work. Okay, there has to be some way, isn't it? So, what's going wrong? Okay, if I okay, and containerized Golang. Okay, go mod. Okay, there is this one. Okay, there was one more flag which tells us, you don't need to be inside path or something. And hopefully, with that, our stuff should work, I guess. Go dot sum. It's not run. It's copy. Oh my god! It says it shouldn't exist. Why it shouldn't exist? Okay. Docker file env. Okay. So let's do this. We'll set this, and now we will say go mod init. Oh my god. Why this happens inside the with the stream only? Okay, that's all right. So I'm just having difficulties with getting this because it has dependency, right? So that's the main problem. But I think rest should be fine. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so when you I saw some references and they say after you do this, you simply do go mod download. Okay, and then it should be fine. Okay. Oh my god, I did that mistake again. Copy. Okay. It work. Fingers crossed. What? But should not. Why it should not? Oh no. What I will do is I will use the same base image for the sake of it. and oh, so you do that, and then you copy your Golang code, and then you run go build. Hmm. Okay, it's working. At least looks like it is working. Not related, just pulling the image. Anyway, let's see how that goes. If it builds the image, we'll try to run the Docker Compose up again and see how that works. If not, we'll forward that topic to the next stream. But yeah, till now, today what we did was we saw the multi-stage docker file from the last session. It was not working in the last session, so we got that working. We saw what the docker compose is. We saw there is a new compose subcommand in the docker itself that got working. Then we uh, then we ran the application using docker compose, and then we ran a database and we connected to that database. But now our next goal is to bring application and database both at the same time using Docker Compose. But my application is not wanting to work today. So that's the problem we are facing. Now it says uh, it doesn't like is there. uh, okay, there is one more thing it did. Okay, we'll also do that. That's not an issue. And app, we'll say this is DB. That's fine. We are also building the app. Just copied everything. Whoa, nice. We were able to build our image. Nice. So now, if that works, that means our Docker Compose should also work. Oh, there is some orphan container. So let's first remove that and then do Docker Compose up. And now this is not good. This is not good. Okay. For the simplicity for now, what we will do is the image that we built, which was this, we will use that image just to show how the both the things will come up nicely. Okay, so apologies for that, but we'll definitely get that up and running in the next session for sure. Okay, what's happening? Oh, it couldn't find app.db or what? How come? Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. It is okay. There's some problem, but yeah. Okay, I think we should stop here now, but we'll definitely cover this in the next session. So, yeah, just to recap, we learned the multi stage build, we learned the Docker Compose, we learned the Compose subcommand, we tried to bring up the database using the Docker Compose. What we couldn't do was to get the application and database both up at the same time, right? Now, in the next stream, we will solve that problem, and we will bring both the application and the database up, and we'll see how we can, like, do the iterative development using Docker Compose, right? That we will do in the next stream. And after that, we will see how, now we have Docker Compose, now how we can test the exact same thing on Kubernetes, right? So we'll spin up a Kubernetes, and whether will see a new tool which I'm not going to name today. You may be aware of that, but we'll use that tool, and we'll deploy our stuff on Kubernetes, right? But yeah, for now, I think that's it. If you haven't if you have joined late to the stream, the recording will be there on the LinkedIn and on the YouTube as well. uh, if you haven't watched the previous stream, which was like the introductory part, you can watch that on either on LinkedIn or YouTube as well. And I do have couple of other videos regarding the Kubernetes and cloud stuff on my YouTube. Make sure you watch them, and subscribe to my YouTube as well. Till then, have a nice day. Bye.